Welcome back to the Fuel Show. It's now time for our second Behind the Wheel. We're going to take a look at Mitsubishi's Outlander. This is the second generation Mitsubishi Outlander, built on an entirely new platform. It's slightly bigger than the original, and Mitsubishi built this as a crossover vehicle.
Q Factor's up first for the all-new redesign of the Mitsubishi Outlander, and well, it's got that music server system, and I think that is one of the coolest features that I've seen in the car in a long time.
Yeah, that's really the focal point for Q Factor in the Mitsubishi Outlander. It's all about that music server and the 650-watt Rockford Fosgate supplied audio system. I mean, this thing is an absolute dream for the audiophile. You can download music as an MP3. You can have hundreds, if not thousands of songs at your fingertips at all times.
Basically, what you do is you put a CD into the stereo when you get into the car. It automatically reads and downloads it into a server system, so you only have to put the CD into the car one time, and then you've got the CD, all the songs, everything stored in the car forever.
Yeah, that and, of course, the magnesium paddle shifters do up the Q Factor.
They do. Overall, I think it's a neat car. 3.75, I think would be a fair number for Q Factor. Curb Appeal's up next for the Mitsubishi Outlander, and I think this incarnation of the vehicle is a whole lot better looking than the previous.
I think you're definitely right. Now listen, when you're talking about the competition, you're talking about the new CR-V, you're talking about the Forester, even the new CX-7 from Mazda. There's some stiff looking competition out there. Now, when you're looking at body lines and the way that heritage comes through on a vehicle, the Outlander has kind of an inherent advantage. The Evo, the Lancer, rally car, it takes those lines and those aggressive looks and puts it into an SUV. Nice HID looking headlights in the front, nice LED taillights that have a nice crisp look to them. I think they did their homework, and I think they made a sharp looking vehicle.
I definitely like the idea of an SUV being a big wagon as opposed to a big beefy truck that you can't get anywhere. It's totally unusable, and this car is very usable. So overall, I think for Curb Appeal, maybe as high as a 4.25. Performance is the next category for the Mitsubishi Outlander, and power is provided by a 3-liter V6, more than ample to move this little wagon around.
You're right, 220 horsepower, and more importantly what I mentioned in the Q Factor, the paddle shifters. I mean, it's a vehicle that is a sport utility derived from a rally car heritage, and they were smart enough to do something. They made it fun to drive. The performance of this Mitsubishi Outlander is something that's a little bit different than most sport utilities.
Yeah.
It is truly a car wrapped in a big body. Now, some people might say it doesn't have enough horsepower. Some people might say that it's a little too top heavy. For me, I thought it was very urban orientated, and I think that's the buyer.
Absolutely. 3.5 would be a score for performance. Fit and finish is our next category for the Mitsubishi Outlander, and I think a lot of people will look at this and say it's too simple inside, but I think that's exactly what they're going for. Kind of a very usable, very user-friendly, plus there are going to be a lot of kids and pets and things like that inside of it. Easy to clean, very functional.
Kiss.
Like the woo!
No, like keep it simple, stupid. That's what I'm talking about. When you're looking at interior packages, yeah, we like all the bling factor and the techno stuff and Bluetooth and navigation, all the things you can shove in an interior, but you got to be able to use it. And Mitsubishi has made a small sport utility with, a middle seat that you can actually sit in as a full-size adult, something you don't see every day.
The only feature that I didn't like in regard to fit and finish was the Rockford Fosgate stereo system had a button for up and down for volume. I didn't like that, but overall, a great score, 4 for fit and finish. Now to drivability, our final score for the Mitsubishi Outlander. Well, carries 7 passengers, it's got ABS, traction control, very user-friendly interior. All in all, it does a lot of good things, but it doesn't do anything perfectly.
And I think that's the Achilles heel. You know, the Mitsubishi Outlander is a great wagon, but not a perfect wagon. It's a great little sport utility, but not a perfect sport utility. It's actually a great little performance car, but it's not a perfect performance car. Mitsubishi is yearning for a car like the Outlander to be taken one step further. It is a great vehicle that does a lot of nice things with a lot of great little attributes like the stereo, the paddle shifters, and all the things that we've talked about today. But it just takes a little more polish, and Mitsubishi will have the winner it's looking for.
Maybe they should do like special packages where they do a performance package, an off-road package just for the Outlander. That might bump the score a little bit higher. I think overall maybe just a 3.25 for drivability.
I'll tell you this, they make an Evo Outlander, and it might be a perfect 5.
Let's see how Dennis and Ian scored the 2007 Mitsubishi Outlander. For Q Factor, it got a 3.75. In Curb Appeal, a 4.25. In performance, they gave it a 3.5. And in fit and finish, a 4.0. Finally, in drivability, a 3.25. The 2007 Mitsubishi Outlander got 18.75 out of a possible 25. When fuel returns, we're going to be in the pits. This week, we're going to be talking about wheeling with our friends from 4 Wheel Parts Performance Center.
The Fuel Show is made possible by the Russ Auto Group, Baxter Auto Parts, Northside Ford, 4 Wheel Parts Performance Center, Grand Prix Imports, and Ray Reese Dealerships.